Didn't make varsity till my junior year. I knew I wasn't the best. I had to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself, you're not the best. So you need to work for it. There's many Friday nights, Saturday nights where they're saying, oh, let's go to this party. But I told them, no, I need to train. I need to get better. The coach I feel like he didn't really believe in me as well because of my height. There was a period where I was living in my car. I just felt like I needed to be alone at the time. Family plus God. That's why I keep going, why I keep training, why I keep putting in those early mornings, those late nights. I'm gonna make it, you know? You have to have that mentality. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a professional. Even if it sounds delusional, people thought I was crazy going out every day, like to train. They were like, there's no way you're gonna make it. But like I said, I'm proving them wrong, but proving myself right.
Welcome to the Winners Club podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Wilson, and today I'm here with D1 soccer player Martin Dominguez. Martin, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. Pleasure.
So we're going to get into your mindset and also your experience as a D1 athlete. Before we do that, I'd like to hear about your journey to become a D1 athlete. So where are you from and who were you as an athlete growing up?
So I'm from, Dallas, Texas here, my hometown. My parents actually, they were born in Mexico. I'm a proud Mexican,
Yeah.
I think my early childhood years playing soccer, I was not the best. I was an average kid. I was in the B team, high school. I was in JV. Didn't make varsity till my junior year. It was difficult. But, I had that mind switch. Maybe I don't have the talent, but I have the work ethic. I can work hard. And if I work harder than the people that do have talent, it will take me somewhere else.
Yeah. Did you only play soccer growing up? And then did you only play goalkeeper growing up too?
I didn't become a goalkeeper until 13 years old. Okay. And I got to shout out my uncle, Steve. He turned me into a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
So my life changed drastically because I was a good shot stopper. I was good with my feet because I used to be a defender. I just wanted to keep learning, and still to this moment, I want to be a sponge. I want to learn because that's what you need to be as an athlete.
Did you see talent in goalkeeping early on, or was it just you just loved doing it and that you just put in that work?
Honestly, I just put in the work, and I honestly like being the hero of the game. I love being a hero. That feeling where you just make that last minute save or that last minute PK save, the whole team just comes running to you. It's just an amazing feeling, a feeling you just can't explain.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've had a couple, we'll get into that, but talk about your journey to get on the MLS Next team, because that would give you more opportunities to be seen by colleges and everything. So, but talk about the process to get there, because it was a long and hard process.
It's a long process. My last year, senior year, I was an average player, like I was saying, and I knew I wasn't the best. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself, you're not the best, So you need to work for it. And literally every day I would just go out in my front little yard in South Dallas, which is not the very best neighborhood, but just train on my own because I would only get to train 2 times a week because my parents would work a lot. They were very hardworking people, and they couldn't support me as much as they wanted to. Honestly, the way I got into the team my senior year was because we went to go scrimmage the Academy of Solar. And they saw me and they're like, wow, who is this goalkeeper? It was still a rough start going there. The coach I feel like he didn't really believe in me as well because of my height. I've never been the tallest, but I show that I have passion in the game. I have heart. Right. And that's what you need to show as a soccer player. If you're playing on the field, you want to go to the highest level. I made the team, but it was very hard, and I wouldn't have made the team if it wasn't for my goalkeeper coach right now at the moment at SMU. Cool. He was a goalkeeper coach for Solar, and he helped me improve so much in that 1 year I was with Solar. It's honestly crazy to me. It was even during school, COVID, we were all online. It was a big drastic change, going from person to online school. Yeah. I took advantage of that as a soccer player. I would be in the Zoom classes, but I would go train. I just leave it on my phone. I would go train, but I would catch up later, with the classes. Also, I was the only one working at the time in the Solar team, and I was working at Whataburger. So I would work at Whataburger, let's say 8 to 3, go to train with Solar, from 4 to 8. Even after that, I'd go to the gym, be late at the gym till 12 or 1, because I was just I wanted to be the best, I would arrive early at the practice, do ladder work. I just want to show that, I deserve to be there. I wanted to be there. And another thing, when I got there, I felt like I didn't deserve to be there because of the high level. I didn't believe in myself. but I worked on that a lot. Just by reading books.
Yeah. During COVID, you talked about how you trained with sticks and rocks just for as cones and everything like that. So yeah, speak more about that hard work, bro.
I mean, honestly, that was just, that's amazing, man. During COVID, I knew some people were just gonna lay back, oh, this is relaxing time. We have off of school, we have off of that. No games for club, no games for academy. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage for this. I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna run every day, I'm gonna train. I am gonna put, I had no cones, I had like one ball. I would use like rocks, I would use whatever I could find there. I had no cones, and I would do ins and out, shuffle, throw the ball in the air, me catch it, and that was just like now that I think about that, I'm always grateful for what I get here at SMU, because it's just the amount of gear we get. It's amazing. Like I'm always grateful. Sometimes I feel like I still don't deserve it. I'm just like, no, it's too much, Like I'm just I'm a very humble person. Going to the gym, like I feel like that became like a therapy now. Going to the gym now, because like some people say soccer is not everything. You have a life outside of soccer. But at that time, soccer was everything for me. Everything. Like I love soccer. Soccer is everything. Like the way I perform in the soccer dictates like my life basically. But now I know it's not like that. You have a life outside of soccer, and there should be a balance.
When you actually made the MLS next team, you got the scholarship, helped out your family, and then you won the Dallas Cup and made the game-winning PK save. So what was that experience like, winning that Dallas Cup?
I played Dallas Cup one time before that. Played one game in the qualifying cup, and then they brought another keeper, the academy, the Dallas Texans, and I didn't play the rest of the game because I made a mistake. And then my cousin was playing at the time with Dallas Cup as well, with Solar. The team I won it with my senior year. And he actually won it that year, 2016. And I want to go see it, and I swear, like, to my life, since that day I told myself I'm gonna win it one day, in that field, and I'm gonna win it in PKs. I don't know, penalties.
Well, we manifested it,
I told myself that, and I just worked hard every day. And my last year, my senior year, that whole run in the Dallas Cup it felt like a dream. Making big time save, being a new player, and then making an impact. And I actually, in the last game, we won a PKs because of my mistake. I also made another mistake in the final, but I knew I had to bounce back in the penalties. And one of my teammates, Aliu, sorry to put you out there if you see this, he's playing with Cornell now. He missed the PK, and then I knew it was my time to shine. I had to make the save. If he scored, they win. But I made a save. We score, and I make another save, and just I got amazing.
Best feeling in the world.
Yeah, best feeling.
And then after that, then you went to the MLS Next Cup, and was that like nationals? And you won best goalkeeper there, but your team didn't win, but because you're still distraught about that, but you won best goalkeeper.
I never imagined myself to be in that position. It was amazing. That year, our team was just unstoppable. Yeah, that final, I still think about it, because we lost. I'm proud of that. I won the achievement, of course, but like I said, I'm a winner. I wanted to win everything. After I got it, I won it. If you see the video on my Instagram, I look sad. I look mad when I get the award because I wanted to win so bad, but. Sometimes you can't get everything in life. Sometimes it's better to fail, because then you'll get back up. You'll be much more stronger.
And you learn from that situation. And junior year, you didn't have much noise from colleges, but then after that, after those two wins and everything and all those accolades, you're able to get a bunch of offers from college. So what was that recruiting process like?
After I won that tournament, I was getting a lot of offers, so many offers. My phone kept blowing up, it kept blowing up, and kept getting calls like in the morning, waking up. And at that time, the Cal Poly coach called me, and he asked me if I wanted to commit. I had there was the final decision, the final call. I needed to make a decision to commit, and I just committed. And then, but I didn't think about it. I just did it. So then the Oregon State coach called me as well, and he was like, okay, so what's your decision? And I told him, I apologize. I wanted to go there because I wanted to go to Oregon, but I committed to Cal Poly. He was like, okay, well, if you want to come here, no, decommit over there. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, it's going to be tough. And I had an hour-long talk with him. His name's Terry Boss. Great coach. He's actually coaching at Austin FC right now with the professional team. Yeah. We got on a three-way with my goalkeeper coach, Zach, here at the moment at SMU, me and him, and we were trying to convince me to decommit for Cal Poly, and I ended up doing it, and I committed to Oregon.
Why'd you choose Oregon out of all the schools, and what was it separating factor?
They were doing very well, and I went on a visit over there. So I really liked the environment. I liked just how they treated me. It was very, very far away from home. And I liked that because here, like my hometown, my family, I have a lot of family problems. So I feel like at the time it was good to go away at the moment because it was very like had a lot of family problems and it was affecting me during the time at Solar as well. I wanted to get not as far away as possible as my family. That's kind of I love my family.
Right. I mean, all of us. I did the same thing. I wanted to go far, so I understand. So how was that first year for a lot of athletes? For almost every athlete, it's the first year is tough because it's a big jump, and then you're trying to compete against seniors that you're playing against. So, but then even for goalkeepers, it's even tougher because usually they have a starting goalkeeper. They don't want to give you any time. So how was that first year?
It was a ride. I'll tell you that. It was a roller coaster.
Right. We're gonna talk about off the field and on the field. So like, how was it off the field going all the way to Oregon and then on the field?
Let's start with the bad part first.
Okay, for sure.
Oh, so soccer-wise, it was a jump. I remember one day after training, I was struggling so much. I would call my dad every day, saying, "Dad, I don't know why I don't believe in myself. Why I can't play like I used to play. With Solar. I need your help." And he told me, "Just play, have fun." And I remember those exact words because when he told me that, it just hit me. Soccer is a game for people to enjoy. So when he told me that, I felt a big relief. And after that day, I just started to play and have fun. And I was playing very well. But it was just very hard to break the starting lineup because the starting goalkeeper he used to play for the Real Madrid Academy in Spain.
Crazy, yeah.
He's a 3-year starter there in Oregon State. So I just tried my best to be a sponge and learn off of him and all the other goalkeepers. I would mess up a lot and I would get into my head a lot. But, I would get back up every single time. I just get back up. Every day was a new day. And I always had a journal that I would write like how I did today in soccer and like just life. And I feel like that kept me going. And also just every day praying to God and having faith and just taking care of my family back home. But the most important part was just grateful for the opportunity that the coach gave me there because he believed in me. By the time I didn't believe in myself.
What were the things that you did to believe in yourself? It was just support from your coaches, or what are the things that you did to help you gain that belief?
I started reading the book David Goggins. I don't know if you know him.
Sure, I love him,
My friend, his name's Sophomore. He plays for, at the moment, Austin FC. Also Tiki Nasabalang. He plays with FC Dallas right now. We would train every day before training, raining, snowing, cold, what doesn't matter. Wake up at 5:30 in the morning, be at the field by 6 or 6:15 a.m., train for an hour until like 7:15, go eat breakfast for 30 minutes, and then we would have film. And that film, we had film every day for like an hour. It was so much film. I feel like all those hours that I put in made me also believe in myself because, when you put the work in and when you're on the field, then the nerves go away because you're prepared. You're going to perform because all the hours you put in, like it's almost like another day, in the office.
Yeah, if you feel like you put in the work behind the scenes and you've outworked everyone else, you're not going to be nervous in the competition. So it's just about putting the work initially. During that time, if not mistaken, were you living in a car? You want to talk about that and discuss that? The lows makes the highs so much better. So it's important to talk about all that stuff. So what was that situation like?
Coming back from Oregon, I mean, like I said, I had family problems. And sometimes I just wouldn't want to be home because of all the family problems I was having. There was a period where I was living in my car because I just didn't want to like trouble anybody. I just felt like I needed to be alone at the time. And it was a tough moment, it was tough. Sometimes I would cry and just let it all out. But I knew at the end of the day, everything would be okay because when you work hard, rewards come back, it doesn't go unseen because God sees it all the time.
What did you learn from that time period? Was that important for you to just be alone and be with your thoughts? Like, what did you learn from that?
Yeah, I reflected a lot during that time. Just I always just say family problems. That's it. And I don't like to make it a big deal because if you do that, you become a victim and you don't want to have that victim mindset. Whatever happens, it's the past and you have to keep going. You have to deal with it. Problem, deal with the issue, and sometimes the obstacle's the way. I was reading a book over there in Oregon It's called The Obstacles the Way, and it's just reading books like that just help me get through tough moments like that.
And you were able to overcome it. You said the second year at Oregon, you were able to perform better. I don't know if we're still able to get some playing time. I don't know if the keeper is still that. He's probably still a starting keeper, but how was that second year?
So my second year, it was very hard as well because nothing's promised as a goalkeeper. You have to work for your spot and you have to fight, compete every day. I had played the spring season my freshman year, and I feel like I did well, but the coach told me I didn't do. He doesn't think I did the best that I could do. And my sophomore year, he told me that I'm gonna have to compete still for the spot. They brought in two guys, one from Sacramento, Jesus. He was a very good, very very great guy, and then another guy from Spain. He played with Elche. 22 years old as a freshman. So it was tough to compete as well. They started right away the 22-year-old from Spain because he had experience. I'm not gonna say I didn't have a fair opportunity, but I just feel like I didn't get a shot, to play, to get on the field. So that's why I feel it was my time to transfer.
Yeah, and that's the reality of being a college athlete. When you get there, you compete against sophomore, juniors, seniors, and then competing against people that come overseas, especially in soccer. It's crazy tough to compete with that. But then you're able to transfer to SMU to get a new start. So yeah, why'd you choose SMU, and how has this transition been like?
I chose SMU, of course, because it's my hometown. And I also chose it because I have a couple players who I played in the academy with. So I knew I was gonna have players there that I know already, and then the goalkeeper coach as well. He was a big part.
How long has he been at SMU?
Just this past season.
That's cool. Man.
So yeah, he just got here. Cool. It's like perfect timing.
Yeah.
But the transition has been honestly very smooth and very hard because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get into a team for the spring, but I managed to pull through. I made it here like the second week that school started, so I had to catch up with work. It was so hard. I was emailing professors. I'm sorry, like, can I do this work that it was due 2 weeks ago? And then I also had training every day. But I knew what I came here for, and it was mostly for the soccer, but also for the academics. It's always a great backup plan to have because soccer, you never know what's gonna happen. Never. And I'm also a first generation. So to be able to come here at SMU, it's amazing. And my mom supported me. She's like, you need to come here. You need to go here. If you have the opportunity, you need to come here. Because I was looking at other places as well, and she was like, no, come here. It's the best opportunity. And honestly, it's been a cool transition, but also rough because of the academic wise.
No, yeah, I understand that. That's tough to get here. You have to catch up 2 weeks of school. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a bit about your story. Now we can get into your mindset. So off the bat, are there any things you do to take care of your mental health? Like, how do you deal with the highs and lows of your sport?
I read a lot of mentality books. I also listen to a lot of motivational videos. People say motivational is not everything, it's discipline. But if you combine both of them, wow, it's amazing. Like what it can do, it's amazing. So what I would do is watch motivational videos. Literally just go on YouTube, put motivational for soccer, motivational for goalkeepers, and it's just that's what I'm trying to do with my profile. I have faith plus mindset. You need that little faith from God, and you need that mindset. What I want to do with my page is help goalkeepers out there that are their lows right now or they're struggling, but the sun's gonna come out. If you keep working hard.
Can you talk about faith? Like, how has your faith helped you get through the lowest points of your life?
I actually have a tattoo right here. It says faith, but in Spanish, Fe, with the cross sign.
That's cool.
Since I was a kid, I looked up to Keylor Navas. He would always say in Spanish, tener fe, have faith. I had that in the back of my mind every time I played. Every time I was going through a low moment, have faith. Like we were losing in a game, have faith. And honestly, it's worked so much, just praying to God, having faith, that all my hard work is going to pay off one day. And it's starting to show.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Keylor Navas, he's another keeper that's on the shorter side. I think he's around 6 foot. So, but yeah, how did you deal with that rejections from coaches that told you you're too short? And do you use inspirations like Keylor Navas to help you?
The rejections, I would just use them as motivation, to work harder. And okay, they think I'm short. They think I just because I'm short, I can't play as a goalkeeper. okay, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I always had that mindset, but now since I'm growing older and getting wiser, uh, I don't want to prove them wrong. I want to prove myself right, because if I do that, I'm already proving them wrong. And I'd rather prove myself right because uh, that's all that matters.
I like what you said about proving yourself right and not proving others wrong, because there's always going to be someone to prove wrong. If you say, I'll prove this coach wrong, then you prove him wrong, and then you get to another coach and he's going to say something different too. So just prove yourself right. Talk about like the loneliness and training solo as a keeper. I don't know how you train solo as a keeper. I like to say that soccer is one of the best sports to train on your own, but being a keeper, that's tough to do.
Training solo as a keeper is, like you said, is very difficult because you have no one to shoot the ball at you. You have nothing, but you have to do the things you can do. What I would do is get a wall. I'd do volleys and just catch the ball. The volley, catch the ball. Or I'd do a lot of cone work, go through it, and slide to get the ball. I'll do simple things like that. I'll do a lot of core workouts with the ball, and then also I would play a lot with the ball with my feet. Maybe just shoot free kicks or shoot as well. Because at this time, goalkeepers are developing more like field players. So I would just do a lot of drills of like passing the ball, but making sure it goes straight to him. To the right foot, to the right foot.
I think doing something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
But do you think that you have to be lonely on the field on the journey to success? Is that like you can't always train with other people because they don't have the same mindset as you? So if you have big goals and big dreams, it's hard to always have someone with you. So, but do you think that you have to be lonely or maybe just alone on the journey to success?
I think there's gonna be a lot of moments where some of your friends are gonna rather go watch this movie or go to this concert or go to this party, and you're just gonna have to say, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to train. They're gonna tell you, oh, you always training, like why? Just take a day off. Yeah, but that one day off, maybe your competition is working, and it's gonna be 1% better than you, and that 1% matters. You're gonna be lonely most of the time at the early age, but once you start getting to the high level, you're gonna start getting players who want to train more or just have the same mindset as you, and that's when you reach like the professional. Because all professionals, they want to train. That's the edge. Whoever wants it more, they train more. They want to be almost perfect. But there's no such thing as perfection.
I think there's a difference between like loneliness and being alone. Like loneliness, you might not choose to do that, but being alone, you're choosing to do that. You're, like you said, you have friends asking you to go to a party, but you choose to be alone to achieve your goals. And then at college, you'll find that everyone else has a similar mindset, so you can train with them. Was there a story that when you're trying to train alone and your friends are talking about party, was there like one that sticks out where your friends were doing something else, or maybe it was a Friday night, you think everybody else is doing something else, but you were out there training?
I can tell you many stories. Yeah, there's many Friday nights, Saturday nights where they're saying, "Oh, let's go to this party." And I had friends in Oregon that they wanted to go out party, but I told them no. I need to train. I need to get better. And of course they'll get mad, but you just they either deal with it or they don't. And for me, if you're my friend, you gotta respect that. If you're not my friend, if you don't respect that.
How do you have the strength to tell them no, and then how do you cultivate like a strong inner circle of friends where they all supportive of you? If you say, "Hey, I'm going on training," they're like, "Okay, no problem."
Being in the same page with them, like they know what your goal is, and my goal is like to go pro, so they're fine with it. Like here, I have friends here as well in Dallas. Like they know my goal and they respect it. Sometimes they don't even ask me because they know I'm out there working, putting in the work. But when they do ask me, sometimes I have to respond as no or, but they respect. But like I said, if they don't respect it or they're not happy with it, well then they're not my friends. Like just brutal cut them.
Cut them off. You have to.
Yeah.
What's your drive? Like, what keeps you going? You're talking about these nights where it's Friday, Saturday nights, you're still training. What keeps you continuing to go out to the field every day?
If I'm gonna be honest, even if I have a lot of family problems, my family is the main thing that keeps me going. My family and God. I had a poster in Oregon, not a poster, a whiteboard. It says, "What's your why?" And I put family plus God. So that's my why. That's why I keep going.
Mhm.
You know, why I keep training, why I keep putting in those early mornings, those late nights. So when I'm on the field, like, you know, I'm tired, I'm training, super tired. I always ask myself that little question, you know, why am I doing this? Oh, family and God. Anybody out there, if you have, like, if you're struggling through a moment, just find your why, and, you know, that will keep you going.
Yeah, no, it's important to even like write it down because you're gonna have some doubts when you're out there. Like, why am I doing this? And if you just know you've written it down already, you already know the answer. You also talk about doing it for your younger self, your childhood dream, and you wanted to keep going. Is that another driving factor too?
Yeah, my childhood dream was to go pro. And sometimes I think about myself, like, as a child, I'm where some players wish they would be. And I know that. So I can't lose that opportunity. So I remind myself of those tough moments. You know, that's what keeps me going. Those hard moments when I was a child, you know, struggling, not being the best, always being second string, third string, you know, not even being on the bench, you know.
Yeah.
So I remember those tough times, and they keep me going as well.
Do you think there's a advantage to having struggle and difficulty? Like, I think the greatest athletes in the world, let's say like Ronaldo, he had like a really tough upbringing, really tough childhood, but that propelled him to where he is now. So do you think there's value in struggle?
Yeah, I think that's where the goats shine, you know, like struggling in early childhood. I think that helps them mature faster, and just all they got is that sport, and that's all they've got, you know. They just work hard, you know. They say, I have to do it for my family, and I have to do it for myself, and this is not maybe I'll make it. No, I'm gonna make it. You know, you have to have that mentality. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a professional. Like, you have to speak it into existence, even if it sounds like delusional to some people. They got to think you're crazy to be able to accomplish your dreams, you know. That's what it was for me. People thought I was crazy going out every day, like, to train. They were like, no, like, there's no way you're gonna make it and stuff, all those haters. But I mean, like I said, I'm proving them wrong, but proving myself right as well, you know.
You gave us some great insights so far. We'll end with the final 5 questions, and the first question is, what's a misconception about being a D1 athlete?
Life is easy. People think that, oh, we have it all good and everything, but behind the scenes it's not. It's a different story.
Speaking of difficulty, what's your toughest conditioning workout?
At Oregon, we would run so much. So, and I'm actually a very, like, good runner. It's like, I came in here my first week, we did the 2-mile test, and I got first place here at SMU.
Wow, as a goalkeeper, that's impressive.
As a goalkeeper, and even in the beep test, I got first place. Yeah, in the 2-mile test, I got 11:44, and I just love to run. I don't know why.
Okay.
I like running. I like being fit. You
That's
know?
good. So
Yeah.
were you always running when you're younger too? Like, that's something you always did?
Yeah, I was always running with my music and just you know, running from dogs too. You know, I would have to sometimes, but yeah, I just love running.
What's your best memory of your career?
I would definitely have to say Dallas Cup. When I won the Dallas Cup, it was amazing, just having my family there as well, like uniting my whole family. Like I said, I was going through family problems, and soccer would just, you know, it would unite my family. After I won the Dallas Cup, I saved the PK. I was crying. I was crying because I see my mom in the stands, my dad, my sister. It was just amazing seeing even my cousins, my aunts, like, that would never come to my games. They were there. It was just so crazy. And I was getting interviewed as well. Like, also telling the interview that one day I'll play for Tijuana. That's my dream team, to play in Mexico, Tijuana, and play for the Mexican national team. So I would say that Dallas Cup win. Yeah.
Oh yeah, real quick. So you visualize and you manifest a lot? Like, you really believe in just speaking things into existence?
Yeah, speaking things into existence, and as well as writing things. I've gotten a lot into that because I feel like if you write it every day in the morning, whatever your dreams are, your goals, you're gonna do it because you already in the morning you already wrote it, and it's in your head. It's gonna be in your head, even how tired you are. It doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna be in your head because you wrote it down. It's physical. So what I started doing is I'm writing my goals / my dreams as well, every day in the morning. And my first one is, you know, be the starter here at SMU. So I write that, play for the Mexican national team, and then the last one is become a professional.
What advice do you have to high school athletes that want to be college and professional athletes?
Hard work beats talent when talent is taking an off day. For me, that is very true because, like I said, I was never talented. Everything that I have is hard work. The amount of hours that people haven't seen is like it's insane. But I know, like I said, God has seen it. So even if you think your work is going unseen, is not. God is watching you at every step in your journey. And as well, I'm very like a big Kobe fan. I would say like the dream is the process to getting where you want to get. So if you fall in love with the process, you'll get your goal, you get your dream, you accomplish it.
Some good advice right there.
Yeah.
All right, last question. How do you find the word winner?
For me, like winning starts in training because if you have that winning mentality in training, you're going to have that winning mentality in games as well. So every play matters in training, every detail matters. So I'm always on the guys, whoever I'm playing with, I'm always talking to them, screaming at them, communicating with them. Make sure everybody's performing like at the level that they're supposed to perform, you know? Like if they don't do this right, okay, tell them, but in a positive way. A winner's a leader as well. I want to be a leader. I want to be a captain. That's what I was born for, you know, be a captain, a leader, a winner. And for me, all those combined. But there can be a bunch of leaders in a team, a bunch of winners. And when that happens, it's when championships come.